Identifying self-judgments is an important part of the healing process, because when we have a painful and challenging situation, we judge ourselves. In that moment of difficulty where we feel overwhelmed and in pain on an unconscious level, a whole wide range of different types of judgments may come into play. Different ways that you get down on yourself or create a limited perception of yourself due to perhaps your inability to deal with the situation. So by identifying self-judgments, we can then begin to move in to healing them and releasing them from our energy field. The practice that I invite you to engage with is to reflect on your childhood. So childhood memories, maybe up until 12 or 13 years old, and write down maybe 5 or 6 memories that come to mind. Just one sentence. Write down the situation, how it made you feel, and see if you can identify at least one self-judgment that you took on as a result of that experience. And then choose 3 of those painful experiences, the most painful, and write a paragraph about each one, the details of what happened and the different emotions that came up, and see if you can identify more self-judgments. Because when we have a painful situation, we judge ourselves in multiple ways quite often. So when you can identify them and get into that detail, it's going to provide valuable content for healing. And once you complete writing a paragraph and description about each one, each painful memory, choose the one that has the most pain and the most energy and that you feel the most as you're going through the exercise. And take half an hour to write in great detail about what happened. What was the circumstances surrounding the issue? Who was involved? Where were you? What are the feelings that came up? And really get into writing about how you felt and the different ways that you felt around that one situation. And then start to write about the self-judgments. How did you get down on yourself? Because it's very easy for us to, in a moment of pain and suffering, to judge ourselves. So how did you do that? How did you feel unworthy as a result of the difficult experience? Unwanted, unlovable, unimportant, not good enough, ineffective. Identify the judgments. And the purpose of the exercise is to move into the feelings, to allow them to come in and to be present with them. And to be present with them in light of examining the ways that you judged yourself, the ways that you put yourself down as a result of the difficult experience. And there's another video that you'll see after this one called the self-forgiveness process. And this is a specific phrasing and practice that goes along with this writing exercise. So it would be helpful to familiarize yourself with the self-forgiveness process before you write for half an hour, so that you understand what it is. Because as soon as you complete the exercise of journaling and writing out the one most painful experience, you're going to follow it up with the self-forgiveness process. And this happens while you're in the feeling. And you get in touch with the heart, and you get in touch with your own softness and openness to forgive yourself. Because anytime we judge ourselves, it's always because of a misinterpretation of events, that we weren't able to see something from a higher perspective, where we felt limited and small, and we judged ourselves. Everything is forgivable, because it's not easy being human. It's a tough journey, and we can come into a place of softness. And there's many ways that we get caught in negativity and low vibration. And through self-forgiveness, we free ourselves. So again, the practice is first identify a few experiences from childhood. Write a paragraph about each. Identify the emotion and identify at least one particular self-judgment. Then hone in on one, write for half an hour, and get in touch with the different types of feelings and emotions that came up through that one situation, and identify as many of the self-judgments that came into play. And then follow it up with the self-forgiveness process. And you will also see other videos about how to get in touch with feelings, but it's helpful for you to see if journaling something out is a process that works for you. Some people love to write about their feelings and get in touch with them. And this is very different than spinning ideas in your mind, because it allows you to gain some objectivity by writing it down and separating from it, so then you can read it and gain some objectivity. And then the self-forgiveness process as well can be used to follow a number of different practices that involve getting into one's feelings. Thank you.